Hello, good morning, and once again, welcome to my tutorial. Um, if you're here, that means you're a beginner artist or you're a 3D artist that wants to learn how to do blend shapes, and here's the right tutorial for you. Now, we're going to be using ZBrush, not Maya today, ZBrush, because Maya is mostly good for blend shape and everything for face rigging and animating, but we're going to be using ZBrush to make blend shapes. Now, let me load up my ZBrush. In a few minutes, we'll be using one of the characters I've created for the cartoon that is coming up that I'm trying to make. So just hold on a minute, it's loading, and we're going to actually use the sculpting tools to actually make the blend shapes. But I'm gonna be skipping some parts, so please bear with me. But in the next tutorial, I'll make sure to the parts of how to do jaw opening. But for now, what we're going to be doing two types of blend shape, two types of facial movement on blend shape. That is the mouth wide and the mouth narrow. So I'm going to load in my character. As you can see, my character even has a default. I don't like the way the body is, but thank God we're going to be concentrating on the head. So I've loaded in my character as an FBX file, which I've placed in my desktop before. So I'm going to be changing the color so you can see better. Then I'm going to be going to the subtool to remove some of the things I don't need, like the body and some other parts. So I'm going to be needing the face and the eyes most especially in this tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be concentrating on just the mouth, making a narrow and a wide mouth. And I'm going to be showing you how to export it to Maya using the Maya built-in plugin in ZBrush. So let's just put our most important and most eloquent majesty on top. That's the head and the two eyes, just to make it look not unnatural. So I'm dragging them to the top now, and I'm making sure every other thing is off on my subtool layers. So right now we'll be grabbing some tools to create the blend shape, but we're going to be creating the blend shape through layers. Now ZBrush is a very good tool for sculpting characters, mostly organic characters, and you can use it to sculpt any kind of creature. And but what I've loaded in right now is a retopologized character. I've retopo the character, making it this low. So I'm going to go to layers now, but first, before I go to layers, my retopo character, I want to check it so that everything will be okay. So you go to the mesh under the geometry under the subtool there. You go down, you go to the mesh the mesh integrity, and you try to check the character and fix it. The mesh that you loaded in, you fix it, then you dynamics. Now dynamics works like the Maya the Maya subdivision, but it's not just permanently there. You can always remove it. So I noticed that after putting on the dynamics, it had this problem. If you encounter this problem, it turns black. All you need to do is try to turn on the RGB and load in or fill in a color. But I've not gotten a way around it, so I just painted the color over it because I don't even know where the filling color is. But yeah, I just painted color around it so that I'll be able to see what I'm trying to do. But I guess it did not work well because I tried it for the first one. As you can see, I've created the first this, and that's the jaw open. Forgive my spelling over there. My keyboard is kind of faulty, but that's the jaw open. The next one is the wide. Yeah, I didn't put the W in front, but the next one is the wide. So I'm trying to do the wide, and I wanted to see what I wanted to do. So I loaded put on the RGB, and I colored it. But now I've put off the RGB so I can concentrate on sculpting alone. So I'm using the move tool the move brush, sorry. Now loading the move brush and try to move the mouth wide, and try to shift it in so that it could look more natural. So you're going to turn to the side and try to shift it in a little. Okay, I don't like the way it's looking. I think I can't even see the depth of it, so I'm gonna, okay, I don't like the way it's looking right now. Like, I think I might just as well turn off the dynamic and just work with what I have as a character, yeah, as a low poly character. So let's try to shift it in. Make sure the record is on the layer. You go to the layer and create a new layer, then make sure the record is on. You try to shift it in, and yeah, I think that's wide enough. So you try to concentrate on every part of it so that you could get the details. Now I'm not trying to make it smile here, I'm only trying to make it wide. I just want to focus on its wideness. I normally create another blend shape that has to do with smile, sad, and all this other stuff. So when your mouth goes wide, normally your upper lips and your lower lips, they squeeze in a bit, so the largeness reduces. So that I'm trying to concentrate on right now. I'm trying to reduce it a bit, not too much. So make sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you want more contents like this. So as you can see, under the layer panel, because I have turned off the record and everything, I'm sliding, you can see that it has been recorded, but unfortunately recorded the color, the painting I did over it. But let's forget about that, because when I'm going to export to Maya, it won't matter, the color won't matter at all, it won't export with it. So I like what I'm seeing here, I like the movement, so I think I would just try to fix this coloring thing and everything. Unfortunately, I've recorded it with the layer, so it's not going to go away. So we could as well just create new layer. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to copy layer. Now this time I'm going to be copying layer. This is the second example. I'll move it to the kind of narrow, because negative of the wide is narrow. So I copy the layer, I make a new layer, name it narrow. Unfortunately my keyboard is not working so fine, so just name it narrow. But okay, so when you've done that, you go to the turn off the recording, turn off the layer, leave the first layer on the one you want to copy from, then go to what they call morph target. Now on the morph target, you have to store this morph target. You store it, then you go back to your layer, you turn on the one you want to copy to and turn off the one you copied from, then you go back to the morph target and you switch morph target, and you notice there's a change in the character. So now what's you've copied from what you just did just now, you copy from the last layer to the new layer. You can always combine more than one layer and see that it creates a new shape for you, instead of trying to start again to create a shape. So now you've copied to the next layer, and you want to just adjust it a bit so that it could look more narrow and everything. So that's what I'm trying to do, just adjust it a bit with the low poly figure, and I'll be looking at it by turning on the dynamics to see what I have done, if it's okay. Now I don't really want to mess up this character, so I'm moving it a bit and trying to see if it actually works for the narrow mouth. You could look at some references online, you could download pictures and look at people with narrow mouths, narrow expression, and just copy by sculpting using your move brush. Now I use two brushes, most especially my normal move brush and my move topology. Now the move topological brush actually helps you move per point. You move a point on that's a vertex on a character. So now I just want to see, okay, So I'm back to the move brush. You could just move everything all together and try to make it not make it look too narrow. I think it's okay like this. So let's go and check it on by turning on our dynamics. Okay, I think we need to turn off the layer because we encountered this problem before and I don't want to paint over it again. So I'll just turn off the layer, the recording on the layer, and see what we have here. Okay, I think it's too much, so I'm gonna go back and reduce. Okay, take that down a bit and just take that down a bit and make it, because we're doing a male figure here, so I'm gonna take that back a bit and push the one up a bit. So now we're going to turn off the layer again, turn off the recording, and turn on the dynamic subdivision. So as you can see, okay, so I kind of like this, how narrow it is, and it's looking male like a male like character. So I guess we're done with this tutorial. It's just, but for now we're done with this blend shape creation in Zbrush. So what we're going to be doing now is to take it to Maya. But before we do that, I would love to just play around with this thing. Yeah, so if you combine most layers together, you see that you have some funny shapes. I've already done the jaw open, which I'll be doing in the next tutorial with you. You could always add a layer as the jaw open under the ones you've done right now. So I'm going to add in the next tutorial. Just make sure you stay tuned. I'll show you how to do the jaw open. But as you can see, combining those layers make it look very funny and very awkward. So now we've turned everything off, just to look at the jaw open alone. As you can see, I have a problem with the modeling inside the mouth, but we could just ignore that because this is for to a tutorial sake. So you can see the jaw open. So you're just gonna say we're gonna export it now. We're gonna use the plugin inside to turn off everything first. Under zip plugin, you go to Maya Blendshape, then you turn off everything, then you export Blendshape. Then it goes through all the Blendshapes you have. It goes through every other thing you have there. If they have Blendshape, then it exports it to Maya automatically. So my Maya is going to be loading right now. I have Maya 2018, but you can work with any Maya software. So now my character is loaded in. You can see what I was talking about. Just press the 3 button for shortkey, and it puts on a subdivision for you that is temporary. It doesn't stay with your character. You can always put it off. The same thing we did in Zbrush with the dynamics. So you can see the blend shape has already been exported in. So has already been imported in. So you just need to turn up the slider to see if your blend shape are correct, just to test them out. As you can see, I like the way all of them are shaped out already. So we've come to the end of our tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and more tutorials will be coming up like this. But stay tuned for the next tutorial. You'll see the link to do your jaw open. Thank you very much, and subscribe to this channel. Bye.